Good morning, Interwebs. It is Monday, October 14th, and I'm up. It's about 10. I've been up since my alarm went off at 9:40, and I'm just here with my mug of tea. Kids are eating breakfast. Steve is already asleep because we have a day where we have to do the whole parental shuffle of child events. So, just trying to get myself in order. I have been not vlogging as a means of us trying to balance my life. So I've been trying to balance, like, adding things on one at a time. And shop stuff was the first thing that kind of fell off the end. Vlogging is another thing that has fallen off the end. And I'm just trying to, like, figure out which pieces I can fit in where. Because our schedule is rather full at this point and a little all over the place. So one thing that I've been doing to help with that fact is I printed out these little templates. I have been curating my Instagram feed, and the fact that, like, the ads were driving me bonkers. I didn't like them. I didn't like the ads I was getting. And I figured out the reason I was getting ads I really couldn't stand was because I wasn't interacting with any of them. So I figured out the ads that don't bother me, and in fact I like, are the planner ads. So I just started clicking on them, like, all the time when they would come up, and now my feed only basically shows me planner ads, and none of them bother me. If anything, there's usually, like, some inspirational thought. Sometimes I see a layout that looks interesting to me, and I'm not really interested in doing, like, the cutesy-wootsy, like, scrapbook planners that aren't really planners. They're more just an excuse to play and draw and be artistic for people who think they aren't artistic. Which is cool if that's something you enjoy doing. I actually think it's a great activity. I think you just should embrace it as an artistic endeavor as opposed to, like, trying to just use that for planning. So I've done that, and because of that I get all these ads for planners, and I click on them, and I've been looking at the layouts and things and trying to glean whatever felt like the most useful ideas or layouts or things from them, because, as we've discussed before, making a plan and then sticking to it is not my strong point, in part because I don't like being told what to do. Even if the person telling me what to do is me, I don't like that, so I then don't follow through. So far, we've found something that is, being successful for us for the last week or 10 days, on and off. And I'm trying to get it to be more regular. And I printed off this. It's from Panda Planner, is where this one came from. They kind of just gives a framework for our day and give me a framework to, like, talk through the daily plan with my family, which I think are incredibly important life skills that are not really taught ever. Like, I didn't learn them. I had plenty of teachers who would hand out the, like, planner, and they would just expect you to know how to use them. But if you are someone who does not think that way, if you are not someone who likes making lists and checking things off and all those things, then it's difficult to just be handed those, like, resources without any follow through. So trying to do this as a family, help myself, being very honest about the fact that this is not a natural strength of mine. So I've been enjoying a bunch of the planner things have free PDF copies of their basic layouts, so you can print those out and decide whether or not you like the planner before you go ahead and purchase them, because they're really expensive if you're not going to use them. This one in particular is not terrible if it's going to be something that's a good resource for you. And they had all of their different layouts available for download. So I've downloaded them and trying them out, and I'll kind of decide, probably by the end of the month, next month, if this would be something that would be good for us, or if I want to come up with my own based on it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But there's options, and I appreciate that free resource is there to work with it. So basically, it starts with, like, kind of the whole gratitude concept and doing kind of that stuff, and then talking about priorities for the day, brief schedule, check off box of things to do, and then there's also, like, an end of day review, which we've been doing an end of day review anyways, but differently than this, but this kind of feeds into it too. So I've just been trying to organize that side of my life and those things, and then I keep trying to plunk more and more things into it. I am becoming more aware of my very, very poor judge of time. One thing that's helped with that is I've been doing more projects where, with crochet projects, where I set my timer for an hour and I take pictures of the hourly progress of something, which means that by the end, not only do I see how much I can get done in an hour, I see how many hours a full project takes. And it's not insubstantial. In my head, I think I can whip things out, and I do frequently do them faster than, like, the average person. Like, there's plenty of things where I can get them done quicker than most. But that doesn't mean that they're quick. But my brain has decided they are, which means I overload my plate with all these quick little projects, and none of them get accomplished. So I'm trying to be better about understanding how long things actually take and making time for those things, and then also making time for the things that I know take a long time but I enjoy, like reading and, you know, just all the things that take time. I'm also accounting more for drive time to and from places, because for us there's always a lot of commute to get to any activity or, you know, community event. Unless it's in town, which is like practically our backyard, it's a little bit of a trek. So I'm just taking into account all of those things and being gentle with myself on the fact that I can't do everything. Because I think I've been trying to do everything for too long, and it has all caught up with me, and the results are quite unpleasant. So I'm trying to, you know, like I say, balance things out, figure out what priorities I have and what things I really want to get done. And I've got, I think, most of, like, my basic things are a little better, but I would like to sprinkle back in more of the fun stuff that I enjoy, because, yeah, I'm looking around my office. It's a mess. I spent very little time in here in the last couple weeks, but I'd like to get into some more of this stuff, and I have some things that I need to get into whether I want to or not, so I'm going to have to make that time, but I will set aside those times and spaces to do those things. And, I haven't been putting up videos very much. By the time you see this, I will be caught up, but vlogging, I cut back on the amount I was doing in general, but then the amount they were getting posted, I have lots of stuff filmed, but my computer was being a pain. In fact, I've probably wasted 4 or 5 hours where I've fully edited vlogs and then they just, like, up and disappeared. Turned out I had a Windows update on my computer that had come through, but it needed to restart my computer and I hadn't done it, and it also had not provided me with any of those, like, little notifications. It had just put a little yellow dot by the start menu, which I hadn't hit the start menu for anything, because I use shortcuts to get to a lot of stuff, and so I didn't see it. I didn't know what it was, and it was corrupting my the software that I used to do my video editing. Didn't work with it, and the autosave function was not working because of the update. So I now have that all sorted. It took me a very frustrated day of poking around my computer to try to figure out what on earth was wrong, and then I figured out it was this update, and I updated it, and the picture is clearer on my computer, and all the things are working again, and now I'm just behind, and frustrated, and redoing work I've already done. But it will all get done, and I didn't throw my computer out the window in the process, so I mean, that's a win, right? Okay, I'm gonna go drink my tea and do this lovely morning plan with my family, and then figure out what the rest of my day brings. Today is just normal lifey stuff all morning, and then I have to go and do a whole bunch of, like, grading for 4-H, like, award things tonight. So I'll be doing that from, like, 4:30, and then I have a council meeting, so I won't be home till, like, I don't know, 8:30 or 9, I think. So it's going to be another long day of 4-H activities, but I'm happy to do it. It's a lot sometimes. Okay, tea and planning.